Denver 7 Now is sponsored by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Ann Trujillo with your Denver 7 Now update, and let's talk weather first. Here from the First Alert Weather Center, here's Mike Nelson.
Thanks, Ann. Looks like about an inch of snow across northeastern Colorado. And with falling temperatures, things get kind of slicked up overnight. It's kind of a complicated storm system, so there's more energy coming back in from Utah. And by morning, we'll start to see more snow developing over southwestern Colorado, while we'll continue with gusty winds and colder temperatures on the eastern plains. By 3 o'clock in the morning, snow really breaks out over the central and southwestern mountains and then starts expanding back again toward the north and east. Slick roads are expected over the northeast plains, including the Denver area, with lows in the low 20s. And as far as conditions early, we'll have slick roads here, windy and cold on the plains. Heavier snows expected up in the mountains. A quick burst of that going through by about midday. Lighter snows coming in with just flurries on the plains. Then later in the day, more snow down over southern Colorado, while we have flurries and cold conditions on the northeast plains. Highs only in the low 30s expected for Thursday. Extended forecast. Friday morning 18, then up to 43. Milder and nice for the weekend with 60 on Sunday. And then a new storm will arrive late Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday with more snow and cold.
Thank you, Mike. Construction's a fact of life here in Colorado. So is struggling to find a place to park in even the best of circumstances. Tonight, we're seeing what happens when you combine those two issues. Contact 7's Liz Gilardi reports from the 99 South Broadway project in Denver. A work zone turned neighborhood nuisance.
Early in the morning.
Starting at 6:30 in the morning, they start arriving, and they're here all day long.
Before anyone else even has a chance to park, these spots start filling up as construction workers begin their day here on South Broadway.
They don't seem to care that it's affecting the businesses in the neighborhood.
A frustrated resident reached out to Contact 7.
It just doesn't make any sense.
John Bolger remembers that Denver put a new policy in place this spring. It says developers of large projects costing more than $100,000 and lasting more than a week will be required to submit a parking plan for their workers and subcontractors.
The city's not come out and enforced it in any sort of way. Parking enforcement has not enforced it in any sort of way.
We saw some meters were expired.
Construction workers will use cones.
And John takes issue with workers who seem to be saving spots.
It doesn't seem fair that they should be able to block them with an orange cone.
Right in the middle of our interview, we watched it happen.
So when they come back, they can park like right now. And he'll park there in the meter, and they use the cones to deter people from parking there.
A spokesperson for Denver Public Works told me the contractor submitted a parking plan this fall. Anna Norris manages a store across the street. She says if there's a plan, she hasn't noticed a difference.
We met with the developer a couple of times, and he has tried to offer incentives to their employees to either get bussed in from a location or to he's asked them to park further away, but it hasn't worked at all.
After we asked Denver officials about the parking issues, the city said they will continue working with residents and businesses. But for anyone circling the block, trying to find a spot, a solution can't come soon enough. Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
RTD has made no final decision on whether it will cut trips, but we know which line they have in mind if they do. It will be R-Line riders getting the short stick. The R-Line currently runs 4 trains an hour from Lone Tree through Aurora and Arapahoe County. Well, RTD wants to cut that to 2 on the weekends and during off-peak hours until it can figure out how to hire and keep enough workers. The plan must still be voted on by the board and approved by the feds. Families who claim to have been taken advantage of by a Colorado funeral home finally have some hope of resolution tonight. They accuse Megan Hess and her Montrose mortuary of mutilating their deceased loved ones' bodies and then selling the parts on the black market. Contact 7 Chief Investigator Tony Kovaleski has been following this story since day one.
We, the jury,
You're listening to the voice of an Arizona court clerk.
And find the full damages to be $1.5 million.
Announcing the $58 million verdict.
And punitive damages to be $5 million.
Against a Phoenix body broker accused of misleading family members and profiting off the sale of bodies and body parts.
I think it sends a very strong message.
Mike Berg and David DeSalle are Denver-based attorneys who represented the Arizona families.
We had a jury that looked at someone who was deceiving families, who was stealing bodies, who was then selling to body brokers for profits, and said, enough.
The verdict included $50 million in punitive damages, a message that resonates to Colorado, where a jury could hear a similar lawsuit against this Montrose funeral home.
Do you want to explain why you chopped up bodies? That's what the allegation is. Is it true? You sold bodies to body brokers. Families had no idea. Don't you want to explain? Here's your opportunity. Tell me what people don't understand. Will you talk to us, sir?
The owners of Sunset Mesa Funeral Home in Montrose are currently under federal investigation.
Do you want to explain what you did, sir?
Get off the property.
Currently facing multiple civil lawsuits for deceiving Colorado families
Are you asking us to leave?
I'm telling you to leave.
and selling body parts on the black market to large corporations for significant dollars.
I think that's something that is going to be exposed in the Colorado case, and hopefully we're going to stop that side of this horrible industry, Austin.
That was Tony Kowaleski. All schools within a Western Slope district will close through the rest of the week, and they'll stay that way until after Thanksgiving break. 2 different viruses are spreading like wildfire through Mesa County schools. One is most like norovirus. Second one is similar but comes with a fever, and some very unlucky students have been sick with both of them. Denver's Bruce Randolph School is pushing students to go deeper than what they share on social media. They've put together something called the Youth Memory Project, and kids are able to tell the stories of where they live, what inspires them, and the values instilled by their parents and loved ones. As a whole, it's a tapestry of our vibrant, multicultural, nuanced Colorado.
To listen to students' stories of migration, identity, making sense of their world and their changing neighborhoods. There's been so much insight that the students are picking up on and documenting. It's really powerful.
We're having people come around to look at our stories and get an idea of what it's like growing up, where we grew up.
One teacher noted his geography students primarily focused on culture and ethnicity. The civics students spent more time thinking about issues in the neighborhood and community.
Ruby's mind was always full of ideas. One day, she found some old boards. Who wants to help me build something? She asked her brothers.
That was Denver Fire Division Chief Wendy Motor with an engaging rendition of the Little Red Fort. That book is one of 3 finalists for next year's One Book Colorado campaign, and you have until this Friday to visit thedenverchannel.com and vote for your favorite book. The winning book will be given to 75,000 Colorado 4-year-olds. Thanks for watching this Denver 7 Now update. Make sure to download the Denver 7 app for your smartphone to get breaking news and alerts around the clock. I'm Ann Trujillo.